What's going on, tribe? I wanted to talk about our mental health and preparedness. Um, you know, during this holiday season, the holidays can be a time of joy. It can be a time of togetherness. But for so many of us, um, this can also bring stressors and anxieties and unexpected challenges, um, whether it's managing family dynamics, financial pressures, or feeling a sense of loneliness during this time, or even a sense of loss. Uh, we want to make sure that our mental health doesn't take a hit because it often does take a hit around this time of year. But here's the twist, right? Preparing for mental health challenges is just as important as preparing for our physical emergencies. Uh, so I wanted to talk about it. Let's talk about why mental health is a part of our emergency preparedness, right? Um, we first want to address the obvious. The holidays can be a lot. We just got done with Thanksgiving dinner. We had family over hosting. I know you guys know what that feels like when you host a lot of people in the home. Um, and so, for some, it's pressure to create the perfect celebration. If you always had a big family or you're always getting together and making these big events. And for others, it's grief, it's isolation, it's loneliness, or you've lost a loved one or a friend, or you're having financial issues, financial strains. Uh, though in external stressors like severe weather, family emergencies, um, ongoing disasters, right? And statistically around the holidays, uh, holiday stress or seasonal affective disorder, 64% of people report increased stress during the holidays. That's a large amount, right? So mental health struggles during the holidays aren't a sign of weakness, but they're a sign that we can uh, prepare and we need to prepare for this time of year. Just like we stock up on supplies and goods and tools for storms and power outages and for disasters, we need to stock up on tools to care for our emotional and mental well being, guys. I can't stress that enough. Uh, when we think of emergency preparedness, we think of flashlights, we think of first aid kits, we think of uh, get home bags, bug out bags, emergency food, emergency water, those types of things, right? But what about our minds? What about our mindset? Uh, Stress, anxiety, and depression can make it harder to think clearly, to stay safe, or make decisions during a crisis. And we also know what happens during a crisis. We tend to panic. A lot of people, if they're not trained or they're not training their minds and their bodies, they tend to panic during a crisis. Uh, if we're not mentally ready, we may struggle even more when emergencies hit, right? So, this holiday season, let's expand our idea of preparedness. Being ready means caring for our emotional well being before a crisis happens, before an emergency happens. Just like you build your emergency kit, you can build a mental health toolkit. Wrote down some simple and actionable ways to prepare your mental health this holiday season. We want to first identify our stressors. Write down what tends to overwhelm you. Is it family dynamics? Is it overspending? Is it loneliness? But we have to recognize our triggers. That's number one. Uh, Write it down, get it out of your system, get it out of your thoughts, get it on paper or type it up. That's number one. Number two, set boundaries, right? It's okay to say no. Uh, I've had to set many boundaries to move forward in life. Um, you know, the extra commitments that we make, uh, we have to set limits on those. I know during the year, we carry so much and we carry a heavy weight throughout the year that all these commitments and all these expectations from friends and loved ones can be a lot. So you have to protect your peace and protect your energy. Number three, have a self care plan. I'll tell you guys, make a self care checklist. Do something to schedule time for yourself. Take rest. Exercise. That's another key component. That's one thing that I like to do to relieve stress is exercise or enjoy activities that bring you joy. For me, it can be hiking in the woods. It can be, just walking on a trail. Figure out what activities that you like to do and start doing those things a lot more. Keep tools of meditation, things that can calm you, things that can give you peace. Write those tools down because they could come in handy. Number four, we want to stay connected. If you feel isolated, please reach out to somebody. You are not in this alone, and guarantee that somebody else feels the same way that you do. And maybe you two can have a conversation, right? A quick call or even a virtual chat on the phone can make a big difference when it comes to loneliness, when it comes to depression and stress. Talk to somebody. Don't be afraid to even seek professional help during this time. If that's what you need, there is no shame in getting yourself prepared mentally and getting the help that you need for you to be healthy, right? How does this all connect with mental health and emergencies? So here's the connection, right? Mental health preparedness doesn't just help during the holidays. It also helps in an emergency. I think that's obvious now, right? Um, Imagine you're stuck without power or you're in a snowstorm um, and it disrupts your plans and or you get in an accident on your way home or to work. Um, you know, these things, these tools that I'm talking about matter when it comes to your mental preparedness and your mental health because anxieties, stressors can take over your mind and your body. So we don't uh, freeze and we don't uh, hurt ourselves. Um, be prepared. Uh, Prepare your mind to navigate all of these scenarios and situations more effectively. So whether you're preparing for your family gathering this season or an actual emergency this season, uh, make mental health a part of your plan. Your mind is your greatest tool. We all know that. Again, that's why this is called prepared mentality. We have the preparedness aspect, right? With all the tools and gear that we need, but we also have the mental and physical aspect to that as well. And we have to protect our mindset, right? So that's most of what I want to go over, short and sweet. But we all know the holidays don't have to be overwhelming. They can be, but they don't have to be, right? We want to bring our stressors down. We want to make sure that our mind is clear for the new year coming in. We want to make sure that we achieve our goals for next year. We want to be prepared for anything and everything that may come our way. So I encourage you guys to take care of yourself even more. Go through the list, go through your list of things that you would like to do for yourself. Reasonable, right? And remember that preparedness is not just about emergencies, right? It's about our mental health and mental care as well. And we want to create a calm and safe space for you to thrive in, whether that be your home, whether that be outdoors somewhere, but create that space for yourself too. That's very important. If you find this video helpful, please go back in the video, search what part you liked, share it with somebody who might need it. And again, don't forget to like the video on these tips for mental health and preparedness. But be safe, be healthy, stay blessed. It's Prepare Mentality.